Welcome back, guys. Today is the full moon. It's a super moon. And apparently that means my stomach hates me. I'm having a rough day, but I'm going to do my best to get through it for you guys because we have a lot going on, not just in crypto, but all over. Today, we're going to go through general market conditions, what's going on. Of course, our live streamed trades. Crypto news recap, a reason we may be looking for Bitcoin to bottom in 9 days. Very specific, nothing to do with the moon. We're also going to check in on our favorite charts. Of course, the dollar hitting our 108 target. Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, XRP, ADA. Oh man, everything. MATIC, Vechain, UNI. We're going to get through as much as I can get through today without exploding here. I'm doing my best. So you can help me out by smashing the like and subscribe buttons, guys. Helps a ton. Each time you hit like or subscribe while we're live, it shows our stream to new viewers, and that's how we grow. So I appreciate you. You are the reason. We are a blossoming community. Let me get my volume on right here. There we go. So real quick, updates on our live trade. Not too much has changed. I made one small adjustment. I'll show you the fill. Took very, very small profit here on our short. We had taken 100 contracts out of our 265. We'd taken 100 of them at 19.9. Price actually reached down to about 18.8 since the last stream. And I shaved off 5 more contracts at 19.3. Now price has recovered. You can see above, placed those 5 contracts back short at 20.2. And in the last few hours, a wick went right to it. We got skunked. We didn't get filled. You'll see this is extremely close. I think we were within $3. Look at that. Snipers. Whales, stop sniping me. Fill my orders. So hoping that fills during today's live stream, or at least today. We'll find out. Not a lot of changes. As I said, we're still net short. We're looking for some kind of move, I guess, to the downside. It being the full moon, if we were to think of the moon cycles, which I have to admit there is some correlation. We'd look in the next 3 days. No guarantees. US news or global news. Kind of overpowering here versus the crypto news. Wall Street reporting its highest CPI inflation data in 40 years. We've been talking about a 20-year high on the dollar, now a 40-year high CPI data. The Fed is in a crunch, as we have been speculating and predicting for a long time now. Backed into a corner, kicked the can down the road too long. Eventually, you run out of road. U.S. recession fears grow. I guess as long as they don't call it a recession, we're not in one. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. There's a little bit more here. I believe Canada did 100 BPS rate hike, I believe overnight or last night, whatever, yesterday, and it's looking extremely likely. We're seeing comments from Fed members saying, quote, nothing is off the table when asked about 100 BPS increase. Last month, kind of not really a curveball, but 75 BPS higher than the scheduled rate hikes. With this CPI data coming in, there is seemingly no reason not to get more hawkish. The FOMC meeting, we're going to be live right here, is on the 26th. Those are our favorite days, so you better tune in. Mark it on your calendar. That's going to be a spicy day. On to our crypto market recap. Let's look at her quick. The top market cap coins, Bitcoin, not really moving in the last 24 hours. Ethereum up a meager 3%. BNB, nothing happening. XRP up 2%. Cardano down 1%. Not too much movement. What we saw was a pretty big move to the downside over the last 12 hours, but it's been recovered. And so most of the market pretty much trading sideways over a 24-hour period. Now, our biggest gainers, I'm not really sure why. I didn't even look at this and plan on this, but LDO, Lido DAO, up 34% in the last 24 hours, followed by Celsius Network, trading back to about $1, up 27%. We see Curve DAO, AAVE, we looked at that yesterday. SRM, QNT, we looked at that yesterday. Down here, MATIC 3%. Kind of some curveballs here. Maybe we'll have time to look at LDO if my stomach holds out and sell. Biggest losers, on the other hand, I don't know why I have 3 tabs for this. Every single day, USTC, Terra Dollar Classic, seems to be our biggest loser every day, taking that top seat with 10-cent EVMOS, which I still really don't know what that is, down 7%. And Loopring, we looked at that yesterday too. That was an interesting chart, actually losing 4% since yesterday. Not super spicy. I think there's some mix-ups here, some curveballs with Lido and Cell. Hopefully we'll have time to check those out before the end of the episode. Ooh, man. Today is not my day. So, the clickbaity title and thumbnail. 9 days. Tom, why 9 days? What are you talking about? What's happening here? I don't know. If you guys aren't familiar with this site, highly recommend you check this out if you're a long-term Bitcoiner. This site is fork.lol. .lol. They have no product. They're not selling you anything. It's not an exchange. I don't get anything for advertising them, but they're a great source of data in crypto when it comes to Bitcoin and mining. And so something caught my eye here that I wanted to share with you guys. If you guys go to fork.lol, this is what you're going to see. Might not know what you're looking at. That's okay. If you go over to POW, click that POW, go to retarget, and that's where we have here. What this is showing us is it's graphing the days until the next difficulty adjustment for the Bitcoin mining network. The interesting note, and the reason I'm picking 9 days, July 23rd, and this is actually increased since I looked at this and planned on talking about it, what we see down here is a estimate. It's always an estimate because hash rates fluctuate, and we can see the fluctuations in hash rate on this graph. In a perfect world, every time a difficulty adjustment triggered, which we see down here, every time it reaches a low, you can see one right above my head here, it should go right back to 14 days. The network is calibrated to have a difficulty adjustment every 14 days. The reason it isn't perfect, the reason there's all these bounces, is miners turning on and off as profitability bounces around. There's your little background on this. So why is this so important? Yeah, I know you can't see it. It's behind me. But basically, this is saying we have 9 days until difficulty adjusts again. If you look over there to the change, minus 13%. That is a very large difficulty adjustment. In fact, I might have to go back if we have time during this episode, because that strikes me as one of the larger ones in history. What we've seen, we saw this actually last year in summer at our lows, is as difficulty adjusts down, meaning miners leave the network, hash rate drops, blocks start to produce slower. Bitcoin's network is coded to readjust it's 218 blocks, I believe, or 208 blocks, but every 14 days roughly. And when it takes longer, we see the difficulty go down. When it happens faster than 14 days, it goes up. So last year, we saw this similar behavior by miners. Miners started dropping off the network as price plunged. And when difficulty adjusted down, we started to see some upside price action. So this is my not clickbait, not moon related, I know I got you, actually logical real reason to be looking in the next 9 days for some kind of trigger in price action. Minus 13%. I'm really curious. Maybe I'll pull this up for you guys. Historic BTC difficulty adjustments. I know we pulled this up like a year ago, but here we go. BTC.com/difficulty. This just shows us the last few. And if you look, these changes are pretty meager. They're very small, 1%, 2%. In general, what we see is as price goes up, you can see this back here, we have long strings of difficulty going up as price goes up. Back in, I can't see it. Here we go. Actually, you can see it really well right here. This is cool. I didn't plan this, so bear with me. Right here, you can actually see what I'm talking about. I did not even know this was going to be here. This looks like May in 2021. We saw difficulty hit a very, very high point. It had trended up virtually since what? At the end of 2018, basically the bottom of the last bear market. It trended up. And what we see is difficulty fell into July 17th. Just 4 days before Bitcoin started. I put up 3. 4 days before Bitcoin began its climb back to a new all-time high at 69,000. You can make conclusions with this all you'd like. Use this data however you think it fits best, but that's pretty interesting. I didn't know it was that clean. You can see a drop off, and at the bottom of Bitcoin's price action, hash rate began to trend back up as price went back up. We are seeing an abnormally large difficulty adjustment to the downside. Whoa, we're getting into the future. It's not time to look at that yet. Potentially coming up. Hash rates can change in the next 9 days. This can become a larger difficulty adjustment down, or it could even become a difficulty adjustment up. For right now, though, this has been trending down. It was only 9% this morning when I looked at it and planned on talking about it today. Now it's up to 13%. Basically, if you want a little bit more on this, and then I'm going to move on. The reason this is important is when difficulty adjusts down, mining becomes more profitable. So the Bitcoin network is really designed to seek an equilibrium. When too many miners join, the difficulty adjusts up, profitability drops, and then miners drop off as well as they're no longer profitable. So in 9 days, we may see Bitcoin be upwards of 13% more profitable to mine. It's just interesting. We've seen it correlate in the past. And so I wanted to bring this up because I also knew no one else is going to be talking about this. That's why you guys tune in. That's why you're here. That's why you're smashing the likes and subscribes today, because you get the info no one else is sharing with you. And I appreciate everyone that tuned in. All 350 of you already. All right, we're rocking and rolling today. We're rocking and rolling. Please, my stomach is killing me. I need to get my 420 license. Please smash the likes. We have 130 already. We're going to get to 420, but we need your help. Let's move on. We kind of already talked about this. Inflation rose. It's not really crypto news. Consumer prices are intensifying. Inflation seemingly out of control. The Fed last month taking more hawkish action and resulting in a higher inflation rate this month. Doesn't seem like it's working, Mr. Chirpow. Second and just last piece of news for crypto. There's not a lot today. The SEC again delays another spot ETF, this time from Cathie Wood's ARK, 21 shares Bitcoin ETF. Not really. I mean, it's news, but it's not really that interesting or impactful. Basically, the application can be reviewed at August 30th, and this is what we've been seeing the SEC do over and over again. Kind of funny how the SEC and the Fed seem to have this same idea of just kicking cans down the road. Someone needs to tell them that eventually roads end. Let's move to the dollar. Pushing markets around. The dollar hitting our target perfectly. As Carl the Moon would say, exactly as predicted. I don't know. 108.6. We touched it earlier today, it looks like. Boom. Found resistance exactly at our Fibonacci extension target, 108.6. This is the tipping point. Some things of note that I have at least picked up on. One, Bitcoin not really moving against the dollar like it was over the last few months. We saw a very tight correlation between the dollar gaining strength and Bitcoin losing price, and vice versa. Now with the dollar reaching up to new highs, Bitcoin has not reached new lows, and honestly, it kind of appears as if Bitcoin doesn't seem to care as much about the dollar. If we zoom out, and we're going to zoom out way more than just to the day, we're going to get over the dollar quick. The dollar is potentially painting a huge dragon pattern, a technical chart pattern, that would give an upside target of 2,000. 2000's high around 121, 122, potentially even higher. This is the pivot. If we break 108, I'm looking for 121, and I guess I'm going to travel to Europe because it's going to be dirt cheap. But likely that'll spell pain for equities, crypto, etc. It's at the tipping point. This is it, man. Close above 108.6, and I think we see a very quick move. If you think about the timing here, I wanted to point this out too. The FOMC meeting, usually on the 15th of each month. We've had them here for 2 years now. We've been doing them, covering them. Now everyone else is doing it because we made it cool, but that's all right. We like to share. A lot of interesting timing going on. The FOMC meeting is later than it usually is. We have the difficulty adjustment on Bitcoin coming very, very close. It's the 23rd, so that'll be like the Friday, provided hash rates remain stable. And then that Monday, I believe we have the FOMC meeting. On top of that, we have the full moon today, and then we have essentially the new moon days within the FOMC meeting. It's just an interesting correlation. The dates are lining up. The end of this month is gonna have surprises for us. I can feel it in my bones. So let's move on to Bitcoin. Yesterday, or the previous stream's chart, I guess that was yesterday or the day before, we were looking at this diamond pattern that we sniped. We said, this is a diamond pattern, has all the characteristics of a diamond pattern. And so we looked for reversal. We were looking for 21K. Diamond pattern, as we should have expected, skunked us. Because I said I haven't believed in diamond patterns in crypto in the past, and that they've recently changed my mind. We got skunked. Price fell down to our take profit on our short. And interesting, do you guys see this potential kind of weirdness here? We have almost the exact same pattern painting again. That's pretty characteristic here of this falling price action, kind of returns to maybe its previous resistance, hits a new high, pushes a new high, and from that high drops to a lower low. Virtually the exact same price action. If we follow along, we'd see a lower high test. We have a lower high test. This is virtually identical. So I put this here because that's what we would expect, I guess, with a diamond pattern. Unfortunately, if we're going to follow what happened in the previous stream in the diamond pattern, we probably would be looking in the other direction. I think I'm going to try to hold my faith in diamond patterns a little longer and say, hey, you might have skunked us this time, but now you're going to give us a reversal. Either way, this is an identical price. This is an identical chart, like an identical candlestick pattern in my mind, at least. I think what we're really going to look for is not necessarily that it's a diamond. Who actually cares? But I think what we're really going to look for is a break of either the descending high trend or the ascending low trend here. On the previous diamond, we didn't break the high, so on this one, we'd be looking for a break of our high today. That's 20,000.1. Or we're going to look for price to do as it did before and fall through. Let's see what that would look like. The bottom of the wedge, or the bottom of the diamond. This is just something I wanted to recap from the last stream, how we got skunked. We don't hide our errors here. We don't hide our mistakes or when we're wrong. I like to be transparent. But that being said, I see the exact same thing happening right now. Will it play out the same? I do not know. I don't know. No one knows. I would say probability is going to likely favor the upside. Or I also was experimenting with this kind of idea earlier. What if we end up seeing something like this? Just keep that in your pocket for today. What if these little diamond repeating patterns, fractals, well, that would make them the fractal if it ends up playing like this. Small time frame patterns playing out on bigger time frames would be really interesting. It'd probably play something like this. All right, so I drew it a little sketchy. Ignore the time frame, like the 15th here. This is just like a doodle, basically. But wouldn't this be interesting? Wouldn't that be something? Just played out as a bigger diamond. And then hopefully that one gives us a reversal back to the upside. Hopefully that one doesn't dump. But it's something about it. It's interesting. I think what's nice about today, despite kind of the chaos in markets overall, we have a pretty clearly defined trading zone. All we have to do is look at our previous high. If we break that, so 20.1, we're likely looking for more upside as we aren't following the pattern that we saw previously. And if we break 18.9, likely looking to follow that previous diamond pattern down to, man, do we even like have support? Where do we even have down there? Do we have anything? Let's start a fresh chart on the corn. What is it, July 13th, 14th? I don't know. One of those. You know what? It's weird going live. Now my stomach feels like it hasn't bothered me. Knock on wood. It was very much bothering me before the stream. Maybe your guys' good energy has calmed my stomach. We'll find out. Looking at the weekly, I mean, where are we going to find support? We have support, of course, on our previous macro supports. We've gone over 1 million times in the stream from the previous cycle, and that'd be 17.1, roughly where we stopped, 13.8, 10.7, or 10.7 to 10.5, etc. But where do we have it very locally is probably going to be more important to the traders out there. And I can tell you, boom. Looking at the weekly, this is pretty easily defined. We have a swing low already, implying the weekly low. It is possible it could be in. It hit weekly support from the last 2 weeks opens and closes and bounced. Now we're back above it. This is a pretty typical crypto play. Sitting above us, 20,850. And the other aspect or other side of this coin, likely a strong probability price point to look to bet for some downside, even if it's just short term or even potentially for a longer position, for a longer hold position. 20,850. We're seeing price actually play pretty nicely in these weeklies. They're very, very close. That previous order block between 21 and 20.5 did us very well. Did us very, very well, actually. And I think it's going to come back into play. It's coming back into play sooner rather than later. We don't have a new monthly low, of course, because we didn't break that from last month. We haven't broken 17.5 at this moment, but we're currently in a red candle. Not really the best. Not really the prettiest. Let's see. Does the weekly have anything for us? I don't know. I accidentally just added Market Cipher B again. Shout out to our sponsors, Market Cipher and Femex. Amazing industry leading crypto exchange. Femex, you're going to see us trading on it live here, and Market Cipher, you're going to see me using it for literally all my trades. They don't pay me to say that. That's just true. All right. MACD, waning momentum still potentially. Not much has really changed. Coming off of that closed green dot on the weekly. You know what? A weekly close above 20.1 puts us in very good shape. A close between 19.3 and 20.8, pretty neutral. Not really anything to read into that. A close below 19.3, likely to spell for a retest of 17.5. That macro, kind of boring, actually. Looking at the daily, this is what I was talking about as we can't say the bottom is in for this week, but the timing's pretty good. Today is the full moon, and like it or not, full moons do tend to line up with these swing lows. You could probably even just guess, and I don't know, this is probably a full moon right there. It really does work very well. I'm sure someone could just trade based on the moon if they wanted to. I don't, but I do keep an eye on it. We're talking about the bottom potentially being in, and we see it here on the daily. So to close today's candle above 19.3, we could definitely see sell-off as that diamond pattern we just looked at. If we see a repeat from the last stream, likely we're going to be setting our sights lower. But I think a daily close above 19.3 here is going to look very solid as a test and holding of support. The goal to beat for the day, we've already traded above 19,950. That is our daily bullish engulfing line for today. And as we zoom in, hopefully we get some good signs. Hopefully. Market Cipher on the daily. Same condition we've been in. I didn't like this on the last stream. And we said the only kind of saving grace here is money flow is looking to roll over. It still is, despite at the moment it's sinking back down. So what we're looking for is potentially this lines up really well with holding support at 19.3 today. A swing down that moves to another higher high on momentum to the positive on the daily, and that can set us up for potentially a pretty deep retracement. That would actually be very nice. I'd probably look like we've been talking 25.5, 25.6 back to the 618 on the daily, very local. That would be excellent. Our 200 weekly still hovering above us at 22.6. What I do like and what I'm praying for here, we hit the 200. We didn't break it. That's okay. Our worst fear was that we would move above it, then sell off below it and fall into the abyss. What I'm digging so far, and I'm hoping this holds true, is our low has been respected off the 200. Not quite the selling pressure that I would have expected from a test of the 200 weekly being rejected. I could go as far as to say if we close above 19,950 today, another test of that 200 is looking very likely. One thing at a time, baby. Where are daily moving averages? I haven't looked at the daily moving averages in like months because we've just been so far below them. Let's see. Oh no. Okay. We haven't tested the 20 today. That could put a target at 20.5 for today if we see a break to the upside on the short term. The 50, the 100, and the 200 are just seemingly in straight free fall. This is why we haven't looked at them. They've been nowhere near price. Not very helpful. Not very helpful. The 50 sitting at 24K. All right, I was hoping there'd be something cool there, but there is not. Let's move it down to... let's go to the 4 hour. Let's get into more timely manners here. And let's get rid of 200 weekly. We don't need that right now. 4 hour. Let's check her out. Momentum has waned off from the sell side and is attempting to go bullish. Something I like here, but we're going to need to see this 4 hour close. We could see this little bounce above our moving average on our RSI. This could indicate some strength, especially as it's broken its high before pulling back. Maybe you can imagine a little inverse head and shoulders pattern here if we get a 4 hour strong close. But that's reading into the chart. We'll probably need to zoom in a little more for that. Whoa. Money flow on the 4 hour is squeezed into like a piece of paper. Look at how thin this is. Neither bulls nor bears really seeming to be gaining traction on the 4 hour. Money flow is only making lower lows and higher lows and lower highs. This is pointing to me to consolidation before a volatile move, to be honest. I do like that our momentum is coming up. We don't see our momentum lows reaching lower. I think that favors a little bit of upside, actually. A little bit upside. We have 32 minutes to close this 4 hour. Dang, not really. That's not a lot of time. It's not a lot of time. I'd like to see that over 19.8. Ooh. Okay. This is spicy. On the 2 hour, you can see that clear bounce of the RSI I was talking about on the 4 hour. Right there. Nice little bounce with the higher high. That's got a little bullish twinge to it. Our momentum, an impulse wave now looking to roll over as well. I was saying this in the Discord. By the way, if you're not in the Discord, jump in the Discord. You'll get free airdrops after the live stream, and you'll just be part of our community. Best way to keep up. I was saying in the Discord earlier how low time frames looked crazy bullish. Price didn't move up that much since then. It moved up a little bit. It hit this high. Set it sometime around here. Still looking good on the 2 hour. I'm hoping as I zoom in that we're going to see this continue out. Kind of reflective of what I was saying on the previously. No, maybe not. Interesting. Interesting. The more we zoom in, the closer to positive money flow this chart looks. The 4 hour now into the, or to the 2, now to the 1. You can see it's all making kind of that same pattern of money flow apexing and then looking to roll over. And that goes all the way out to the daily. So we are setting up potentially for a pretty spicy move. Whoa. This has only gotten more exaggerated since I looked at it last. On the 45, you can see the same thing. Money flow almost went to positive. Got a little fake out. And then, is it positive now? Yeah. Potentially positive on this close in 7 seconds. I guess we'll just wait the 3 seconds. Right? I don't know. There we go. Let's see. Did close with positive money flow. Right on. All right. Go Bitcoin. Go higher. Just go higher now. Do it. You can. It's all right, son. 30 minutes coming up. We're having a little crossing of our momentum bands here, way lower than previously. This is not a great sign. This is actually new. When I was saying, wow, low time frames look really bullish, was around here in the Discord. This does not look good if these cross here. However, this 30-minute just started. That dot is irrelevant, really, until we see more of this 30-minute progress. If it does follow through, we do have some kind of support down here on the 30, And that's at 19.55. 19.550. I feel like that was a number I pointed out earlier in the episode, but I don't know. Very close to our 618 retrace, not perfect. Hopefully we find support there if the 30-minute falls. Let's go down to the low lows. Low lows, money flow still coming up. Little indecision here on the 15-minute, unfortunately, as our MACD shows a selling momentum, takes the reins again. And the 5-minute has lost a little bit of its charm since this morning. That's okay. How did the last one play out? Let's go back to this last one. Where are you, Diamond? This one fell and then, like, couldn't hold up. What is this one doing? This one fell and there's a lot more buyers, huh? Kind of deviating now, I think. Looks like we're kind of deviating from the path unless this 5-minute just dunks down and we do this. Interesting. Sellers did come in on that close. All right. Not much of an edge there. Not much of an edge. I'm going to set my alert pretty tight. Something tells me that we're going to see that not play out the same way. I don't know why. Maybe it's my gut hurts and it's a gut feeling. Haha. Right. I know, I'm not funny. Okay, let's move on. Bitcoin. I have my alert set. Hopefully you give us something. Let's take a peek at the charts we've been looking at over the last weeks or so. Your favorite altcoins. Where are we? Ethereum. Ethereum recovering its low. We talked. That's actually pretty cool. We talked about 1,000 potentially being tested again. And since it's almost hit 1,000, now we're moving back up above the previous support from the weekly close on Ethereum. That's a good look. Ethereum closing above 1070 is a good look, actually. I didn't expect to see that. Momentum on the daily waning off. Money flow might have even. We can see maybe zoom in on a strong close this week. Money flow may have apex to the negative side. That's going to look for retracement. I'm still on the retracement side for Ethereum. Still looking for that retracement. Whew, you know what though? Moving into the daily, this gets a little more muddied and a little less one-sided. So on the weekly, a strong close looks really good. On the daily, I don't know. We kind of now are seeing maybe a flat bottom at 1,000, but we also have a flat top at 1,200. We might see a very rare pattern that we never see in crypto. I swear I never see this. We might see some kind of horizontal channel. We rarely see them. But a horizontal channel basically defined by a flat top and flat bottom resistance. Probability says you have a slight upside advantage on horizontal channels. A little too early, I think, to call that for Ethereum. But money flow, exactly like Bitcoin, looking to roll over on the day. I think you're looking for at least the previous high to what today's low. I guess we touched 1,000. I think you're likely looking for at least that 618 retrace at 1165. But yeah, when you get these sideways channels, all the trading in here is pretty much irrelevant. If you want to try to range trade this, that can go well. Here we go. Bitcoin giving me an alert. Maybe good for range trading, but it doesn't really matter what it does in between those two values. It needs to break. I'm going to move back to Bitcoin very quickly because I just got an alert on her. I can find the chart. Okay, it just broke that low. I thought that was a different alert. Reaching back maybe to that 30-minute support. 45-minute, you had me. You got me. I thought you were good. Maybe you're faking us out. CryptoFace does say he doesn't trust the 45-minute. Maybe I need to learn from him. Not a very exciting alert. I'm actually going to go back. Close a bunch of these charts. Ooh, diddling. Ethereum's likely just mirroring Bitcoin with its price action here. Let's take a look if there's any real differences. A little different. I'm just kind of unenthused with Ethereum after this wick. After this wick low to 1,000. We got to break 1,000 or we got to break 1236, or else we really are just trading sideways. And that's not super exciting. Not a bad thing either, though. I'm going to get rid of some of these blocks. There we are. What is this one? Oh, this is the channel. There we go. Or wait, no, that one's the historic one. We're going to leave that. So 1100 is still technically resistance on Ethereum. Almost touched it. Finding sellers kind of similar to Bitcoin. Looks like Ethereum's actually held a little stronger than Bitcoin has. In the last, I don't know, 12 hours. We see that we are back kind of below the consolidation on Bitcoin, where Ethereum still hovering above. Not bad. Not bad. Man, that bottom wick today sets up so many charts for some really cool stuff. If you see on today's close, these kind of candles close up, it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be very exciting. Kind of undecided here. Our momentum is moving up and our money flow is looking to roll over. We just need to see this catch and have some upside, some retracement likely to that 1120-ish area will do it. Ethereum looking okay. Looking okay. Today's close is going to be very important. XRP, Ripple. We're just going to do this as a quick one. 30 cents tested as support today on that wick low. It's held, currently bullish engulfed. Won't take a lot. Won't take a lot to close that way. However, we're still waiting to see one of our highs break, and until that happens, we are in that unfortunate flat bottom descending high pattern that we usually look to break to the downside. So far, it's holding. 30 cents can hold here. That's why I said these can be interesting short-term positions, scalp positions with these flat bottoms, because you can clearly define an invalidation really close to price, and then you can just bet that against like the lower probability to the upside with a higher take profit, etc. I like these trades. I like these trades. Consolidation, lows, everything looks the same to me. Money flow wants to roll over on the daily for everything. Ripple. What am I going to do with you? If you can break 34 cents now, the target keeps moving down. You can break 34 cents, you're likely looking okay. That's not the best. Got to get back above 32. Meh. No real change. Cardano. Similar boat or same boat to XRP. However, it has not broken its low. Just going to remind everyone of that, as I do every day. Not broken its low of 38.4 cents from May. Does have support at 34.1 below it. We may see a test of it. That's kind of still what I'm waiting for. But not a lot of change. Price is pretty much where it was. We see money flow trickling off on every chart. Actually, ADA looks a little different here. It's getting lower lows versus everything else, which is seeing higher lows. ADA may be looking for some downside, even if the rest of the market doesn't. That's interesting. Maybe that'll change in the upcoming days and weeks ahead. Doge, sorry. Moving on to Doge quick. Doge has broken our flat-topped pattern, which sucks. That sucks. The low is broken. We're no longer seeing ascending lows. We had a lower high, now to a lower low, which sucks, but also isn't the end of the world, because we did place this trade live, a short 0719, looking to take profit at 055-ish, and we're looking pretty good still on that one. We did get stopped out of our long previously, but this Doge short's looking pretty solid, actually. Nothing really remarkable on the daily. Nothing super remarkable. Ooh. How did I not see this? You aren't keeping me on my toes, everybody. 6 cents. Looks like weekly support, actually, from early in June. Even though our target on this short is 5.5 cents. If you're not feeling good about it, if you're in this position, might want to settle up at 6. That is a weekly support. Definitely could see trading lower, but if you're uncomfortable or over leveraged or over invested or whatever, might not be the worst place to look to close it, actually. Unfortunately, with this flat top kind of being killed, this flat top idea, it may come back in another form. But unfortunately, with it killed, we're kind of looking back at this descending channel. Not great. Descending channel actually looking pretty respected here on our short entry. Oh no. Hopefully 6 cents holds on Doge. Hopefully that weekly support holds, I think is really what I would be looking for, even if I'm in the short. Things get very ugly below. Not a great pattern. MATIC. MATIC, we also took a short. We took a bunch of shorts that day from these potential necklines, but MATIC, unlike Doge, holding our flat top higher low pattern, actually looking pretty damn good. We looked to go short at 6 cents. We were looking to take profit at about 5. Hasn't gotten that low. Yesterday closed at 5.37, and now we're back in a bullish engulfing candle, trading back above what looks like a previous weekly resistance. A break of 6 cents on MATIC, and we're looking for some kind of measured move to the upside. We were looking at about 10 cents. Could be stopped short at 7.5 there, but this is a much better pattern. This is what we were hoping Doge would do. Something like this. Get your flat top, test that resistance, weaken that resistance, and then break to the upside. Poor Doge. Doge just probably got too hot in the last run. Too hot. MATIC looks very strong. Interesting. I sold a bunch of my MATIC in the rally last year. Holding on to its only support, man. Our long never filled. Well, that long never filled. Weekly looking solid. Interesting. Interesting. No more thoughts on MATIC. Vechain, people were all about Vechain the other day. Wanted to follow up with it. It looks like the low, our previous low, has been broken on the daily. So that doesn't really give us any pattern. I guess we could readjust this, but there's no real point. Here's what I don't like. Vechain closed yesterday below 2.18 cents. It traded lower, breaking, looks like our previous low in late June, down to 2 cents on the dot. Not really great. Looking a little weaker than the rest of the market. 2 cents on the dot was your swing low in June. If you lose that, which honestly, if it can't close the daily back above 2.18, probably looking for the next support. Ooh, my stomach. Whew. Looking for that next support down at 17.3 cents. Hold on, Vechain. You can do it, buddy. Just a little bit more strength in the next 4 hours, and you're looking okay. If you don't get the close, I think you're going to see more downside. Maybe the weekly looks a little different. Concede on the weekly. Not ideal. Momentum is waning off like everything else, but is a little lower. Not great. Uni, though. Uni skunked us. But it's a good example of TA anyway. So we got skunked. We were looking... Let me get rid of this one. Days. We were looking for an inverse head and shoulders pattern to paint. We spotted this early. Our neckline at about 568. We have our left shoulder, our head, and we were around here when we started looking for this pattern. We said we need to see 568 break. We want to see a higher high, and then a back test of our neckline. That's going to be our entry to go long on a traditional inverse head and shoulders pattern. And it did skunk us. It didn't quite hold the neckline. It went a little bit lower, tested 530, but our long now is still alive. But it's battling. A close on the daily below 568 is not a great look. I'd like to see a little more recovery here. This is supposed to be a bullish pattern. It's supposed to lead to upside price action. So I'd like to see the chart reflect that. Let's see a stronger bounce. I don't usually look at volume. Volume was meh. Okay, not a lot there. A close below 568 on Uni. Maybe this pattern is invalid. It's not truly invalid until like 463 breaks, but honestly, I think if 521, the recent daily lows. If those are broken, you can see it's like a double bottom. I think that I'll call this pattern cooked. So for the sake of this, I'll just move the stop loss up, and there you go. I think this trade is still alive, but it's just getting a little sketchier. Can you see it? People have trouble seeing inverse head and shoulders. So I like to invert the scale because I think people can see it better. That didn't help. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, break of the neckline, back test, and fall. Fingers crossed on Uniswap. I don't own any of it, but if you guys have it, good luck. Hope this works out for you. Let's update the SHIB trade. Our short on SHIB closed yesterday. Same play as pretty much all these other shorts. You see how maybe you understand a little better when people say everything follows Bitcoin. Believe it or not, everything follows Bitcoin and crypto. Doesn't mean it has the exact same price action, but you can see it in alts. We pretty much took the same trade on 5 different coins, and like, I think all of them except for one. All of them except for one, looking good. SHIB trade closed. We were looking from short from 1172 down to like 1037. Looks like we sniped it. Something interesting I'll say is SHIB hasn't quite broken that previous low, and so that flat top pattern could still be on the table. This is originally what we were looking for. Could still be on the table, and if it is, that'd be good for us because we closed our short. By the way, guys, none of this is financial advice. Great time to remind everyone. I'm simply... I might use the words we and our because we're a community, but everyone make your own financial decisions. Please don't just copy me blindly. I'm just trying to show you my thoughts, my processing, the way I approach trading, so that people have somewhere to learn or somewhere to at least observe and see what some other people have done. That's a resource that isn't readily available, and I think there's value there. And that's why I do this every day. This is how I learned, by watching someone else just kind of live trade and go through what they were thinking. So hopefully you get some value. And if not, I don't know why you're here. But if you're here and you don't get value, I don't know. Thanks for being here anyway. Smash the like button. Let's get to 420. We have 270 likes and 650 watching. We could get to 420 likes right now if you just click that button, take your finger, put it on the thumbs up button, and click it. You'll help us get to 420, and we'll earn our 420 license for the day. One more day, we'll be secure. How's this weekly looking? Pretty good. Our original long at 720 on SHIB still open. Take profit not hit yet. Still looking good, I think. Short open, we pretty much sandwiched SHIB. We caught its bottom, and maybe we're catching its little local top here. Trading in both directions. Be a market maker, not retail. And that's what we're trying to do here. I think this is all right. Think you're all right. Not enough data to really look at this, but momentum is potentially for the first time ever on SHIB looking to go positive on the weekly. Kind of weird to imagine that there was never technically buying momentum on MACD for Shiba. Technically. On the weekly on FTX, there might have been on other exchanges. Same kind of megaphone pattern. Yeah, nothing else of note. I think this is the one we got skunked on. AAVE. Just to recap, we were looking for that same kind of pattern, but we said, hey, AAVE actually looks a little better. It's doing a very similar pattern to the rest of the market, but it broke. Actually, at the time it hadn't broke, but we were betting it would break. And we said, all right, well, what we can do is instead of chasing price up, we're going to act like a market maker. We're going to allow the market to come to us. We're going to wait for a back test of that previous resistance to go long. This is the one we got skunked on. This is it. We got skunked. So instead of the previous resistance that we identified at 47, we were a little too aggressive. Price came back to 65.44. So we basically got, I don't know, not a neckline, but we got the support wrong. Had we made that same trade there, we would have been in profit right now. But we got stopped out. That bounce, though, from support, I think is still looking good, still looking strong. Look at that. You guys hit the like button, and then all of a sudden people are subscribing. See, it works. It's not placebo. What's up, J. Pereira? I have to shout everybody out quick. J. Pereira, whatever. What is up, my dude? Little hero, Joven Ho, Chappy Johnny, great name. Dominicus Aguilis. Josh Antone, Mark Meline, and then Delta Homer GVV, Zabangoof MC. All subscribe during this live stream. Thank you guys. Every time you subscribe during the live stream, YouTube says, hey, people like this channel. They like this stream, and it shows it to new people. It's very important. That's why us YouTubers never shut up about liking and subscribing. The number of subscribers you have doesn't really matter, but the amount of people who engage with your live streams does. So that means voting in the polls, liking the stream, subscribing, chatting along with the live, etc. It all makes a difference. And by the way, guys, just so you know, I am about through the alts I'm going to cover, at least like recap on. And so we're going to get into the chat. We're going to take requests. My stomach is somehow fine now. Somehow it's fine now. I don't know. I was miserable before this, but now it's somehow fine. And I'm going to pay that forward by taking a bunch of requests and stuff. AAVE, I still think looks good. We didn't identify the right support, but I think it still looks good, especially if it holds 65. That's alert worthy. That's alert worthy. Resistance above at 92. That would be the upside target on a break of our previous, week high. Yeah. Solana. So I'm not totally done, but we're almost done. Recapping on Solana. Our short closed in profit. Money in the bank. Closed in profit. Our long, look at this. Look at how snipies we were. Our long today got filled, maybe technically yesterday, was filled 32.85. We have some kind of bounce. I'd like to see Solana close above 33.38 for a bullish engulf on the daily. Oh, I don't know about the stop loss. Probably would move it up, but it was not stopped out yet. Hopefully the chart has some goodies. All I see is consolidation on momentum. Same thing as everything else with our daily money flow rolling over, but our highs are coming down on momentum, and it looks like our lows are coming up. And so that's kind of consolidation, not really favoring either direction. I think this is likely something like this, even if we don't reach our total target. Yeah. Something like this. Maybe because we weren't stopped out, we should adjust this trade. I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave it, but our golden ratio, golden retrace, 36.42. If you're uncomfortable, might be a closer target. What also kind of works here for me on this is we have this descending low trend. And if we see some kind of bounce here, the golden pocket basically overlapping the golden ratio, the golden retrace, basically overlapping with that descending trend. So we could see then a rejection from there. That would look pretty normal for price action. It would follow the consolidation. Unfortunately, gets a break to the downside. But long still good. Not looking too bad yet. Maybe the week has something for us. Finding weekly support. This is brain dead trade. Sometimes brain dead ones are the best ones. Rolling over. Yeah, not a lot of extra. Not a lot of new here. If you guys notice a pattern on these alts, what we have is like a fall in May or June. And then we have very clear weekly levels being defined. You can see that kind of here and here. And on the fall earlier, it seems like almost everything hit the bottom of those ranges. And that's why we're seeing some of these longs fill and some of these shorts close that we've mapped out on the live stream. It's because they're finally hitting those levels. Not every stream do we have this many things open and close. It's pretty spicy. Pretty spicy. No more thoughts on Solana. I think that's it. One more update, I suppose. Sand, our short, looking good. 128. Done. This was brain dead. We just said we have that range. We'll look to short it if it hits the top of the range, and we'll look to long it if it hits the bottom of the range. The long never filled. The short, looking to close that at about $1. And if we're going to follow exactly what's on the stream and what we mapped out, we would look to go long then. So what we're praying for is boom, boom. Take profit. Take profit. 1, 2. Good plays on sand. Sand looking a little more bullish than the rest of the pack, actually. On the daily. Whew. Weekly, ooh. This is spicy. Interesting. Positive money flow on the week for Sand. That is interesting. Right off of what was your major resistance and consolidation. I don't own any Sand, but this is making me wonder if I might want to get like a $50 bag or something. Maybe I'll buy 50 of them at $1. This is interesting. The problem is you don't really have support below. If you lose $1, you fall into like cents, into like 10 cents, 15 cents. But you hold that dollar line and things actually look pretty good. That positive money flow in the weekly does kind of stand out to me. Oh, spicy. Spicy. I'll let you guys know when that fills. If it fills, what happens. GALA broke its low. Looks like XRP and ADA with this lower high, flat bottom. It broke its low. It has recovered, but it hasn't actually gotten back above the previous low at 4.7 cents. The close above there might save it, though I could see it finding resistance at like 5 up here and falling further. But for the moment, the low's broken and 2.88 cents, our support below, seems to be the logical next step. Logical next move for the GALA. Not as hot as the rest of these coins we've looked at. Huh. Usually they all look exactly the same. There we are. Broke its low. One of the only coins, this stands out actually, GALA, one of the only coins that like today broke its low of May and June, or May or June. Stands out. It's unique. Maybe not in a good way. EOS, we got wrecked. I'll go through these ones fast. EOS, we got wrecked, but it looks like 91.9 cent support. Could be holding here today, close above. Puts this in pretty good shape, but our long got wrecked. Womp. Not a lot of thoughts here other than that. Below 91.9. Not looking good. Undecided. ICP 712 hit. It's just retracing. Does have some kind of support at 575. I don't like this coin, so I don't like spending time on it. Really looks like kind of the rest of the market. It hit that resistance hard and got rejected. I don't own any ICP, nor will I never, ever own it. Link, nothing's happening. Nothing's happened on Link. Still waiting for $5. No low broken. DOT, here we go. Here we go. DOT was, someone was talking about DOT before the stream, and DOT finally, so actually I'll take that back. GALA not the only one that broke its low. GALA and DOT broke their lows today. However, DOT's is, in my opinion, and maybe I'm mistaken, a little different. We actually had a trade waiting. 628. Now that trade is a long, it's not super in profit. In fact, it might just be at break even. But we had a major support, and we said below that we don't have much, down to like $4.20. But we didn't, we said this specifically, we're not going to look to take a position in this $6-7 area. We're going to look for that major support level. Boom, that was hit, it looks like at the end of yesterday into today. Not stopped out, and we're looking to ride that back up. I don't know if $16 is really our target for like an 80 million risk to reward for 21 to 1. Much more conservative target, $10. Much more. But if DOT trades honestly below today's wick, I'd probably be out. I'd probably be out of this trade. Because you hit support, you want to see that bounce. So maybe it's the move to move the stop loss up. I don't know. That's pretty spicy though. You really don't have a lot of resistance till up here. It finally hit. Like, this is what I like about it, kind of game theory, is you got so close on these sell-offs. You got so close to that support, but you never actually hit it. And then you kept kind of like inching back up, and then finally today you hit it. So to see that move up would be really cool. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that'd be really cool. That would be a phenomenal trade, and it would be all based on and like rewarded by patience. just waiting for the market to come to you. I say that every day. Waiting for the market to come to you, not going to the market. It pays off. Even if this gets stopped out, at least you're getting stopped out with less of a loss than had you taken a random position around here when people were saying, hey, it's near support. I kind of want it. So keeping an eye on DOT, and I'm actually going to set an alert to let me know if I suck. There we go, 580. Checking in on AVAX. Didn't quite reach support at 1660 as we mapped out. We mapped out looking for a hit of that and a bounce back up. Kind of weird chart, actually. Technically back above this high trend, but what are we even painting here? You have like consolidation, a low, a high, consolidation at that same level, a lower high, and then what, like a bounce? Honestly, to me, without it doing this, without AVAX doing this, it would look very weird. If it reaches down here to this like $12 support, you definitely get some kind of what the heck tool is that? What is this tool? Oh, I see. Oops. That was very confusing for a second. Okay. This is what I was pointing out. Something like this. If you see a fall, then you can complete some kind of like harmonic. I'm not a big harmonic bro, but it has value in like structure. This would look weird to me to not see some kind of lower low. I just like never really seen a pattern that played out like this. Like that, I've never seen that. Maybe it'll be a first. This is the cycle of firsts. You're right below previous support. And it didn't break 1616 yet. I don't know. Any short-term trade, I'd probably be out below 1616. Nice bullish engulf on that day. And momentum on the daily starting to trend up. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't get the lower low. Time will tell. QNT hasn't moved. Not a lot going on there. LRC. Following the TA, we were afraid it was doing the same pattern we're seeing a lot of other coins do with our flat bottom descending lows. And just like DOT, I don't know why we did it there. We said this is likely the long, the potential scalp long, down at your lows. I guess we placed it here. I'm not really sure why. Did I place 2? Nope. I don't know. Maybe I was having a brain fart. Same position as all these other coins. You have to break a high for Loopring right now, 44.3 cents it looks like. But I guess I'm going to have to stick with it. That long filled stops down below support. Kind of an ugly trade, but does have a 3-to-1 risk to reward, and that's in the good zone. I think that's all right. Cool. So I think that's all the ones I wanted to get through. Monero's in the title because people were searching it, but it doesn't really seem like anything's happening with Monero. So I don't know why. It is still in this nice pattern. Actually, if you guys notice this, so there's really, I keep saying this and I'm having trouble defining it, but there's now only kind of 2 alt charts. And those alt charts are what we see here on Monero, what we saw on Doge but lost, where we have a flat top and our lows are coming up. This is chart A, and then we have chart B. Then we have like maybe the like unique mixed ones, like the kind of odd ones, like AVAX is kind of odd. I don't really know. But almost every alt chart can be defined by a flat bottom and descending highs, or a flat top and your lows coming up. Interesting. All right, I got through what I wanted to get through. What do you guys want to get through? Sorry for ignoring you all. You guys know I love you. I'll pull the chat up here. Put it on the screen. Say hello if you're here. Are you here? Say hello. Look, you'll be up here live behind me. What's up, 10XD now? Is TrueFi USDT dead? USDT isn't dead. I don't know what TrueFi is. GALA went to 2 cents. That's right, my friend. What's up, George Anthony? Forex, please, asks George. Just general Forex, or is there actually like a coin called Forex? That'd be funny. What's up, Bart? Can I check Algorand? How you doing, Beardy Day? Perhaps Algorand. Maybe we'll do a spam off then. Do spam off. Can we do XVG? I noticed people were searching XVG as well. We already did Sol. Puff, puff, pass. We already did Sol. I think when people, like, when we're just, like, reading the chat, I'll just pull up the chart behind us. There's Sol, so you can look at it. By the way, guys, I've been going through and timestamping these live streams after the lives. So if you miss a chart and you want to see it, easy to find. Timestamps might be a second or two off sometimes, but I've been doing a good job of that, so you guys can go back if you missed something and you can catch up. Burger Swap. What's up, Information Overload? That seems like a bot thing. Tajed wants to look at Kadena. Did I do VET already? We did do VET already, but I'll do the same thing. I'll pull it up, leave it up here while I'm reading the chat. Not the best take on VET unless we can close a little higher today. That's how I'm seeing it. Thank you, John Blake. Thanks for the timestamps. Well, John, just you appreciating them is enough for me. I'll keep doing them. Nice streams, man. Thank you, Christian Pop. Appreciate you. Appreciate the nice words. Dennis, no problem, my friend. BTC following stocks. Could I chart SPX NASDAQ? Yeah, we could pull up the stocks. I don't know. Is it following them? We'll find out. What do I expect for end of year? Close above 20K. Has MATIC been asked? Yes. MATIC has been asked and answered. Actually, a lot of these charts that you guys are requesting, you can just go back and watch the last stream's timestamps because I went over the same ones. A lot of the charts today were kind of like either no change or we had a fill. How many crams can you fit in your cram hole? Like 5 crams, maybe like 6. So we're not looking at 10 2-year yield spreads. I mean, I don't know. We could. 2-year, 10-year yield. I know they like just inverted or something like that. I really wanted to show this. I feel bad. You're a legend. Thank you, Stim. You're a legend. I wanted to show this person. I'm going to keep the chat up. I want to show this person's post. I'll move this over here maybe for now. See, that looks okay. That looks okay. Here we go. It's been a while. It's been a while, T7. Good to see you. So, Happy Hawaiian on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, by the way. I think I just followed them today. Someone commented this. Shout out to whoever did. I think it was Paul. Happy Hawaiian. I like this post, and it lines up with what we have been speculating. Can we look at Uniswap? We did, but we probably can. Do we have 420 likes yet? Until we have 420 likes, there'll be no demands. What's up, Rahul? Rahul from India. Shout out to India and all of our fans out there in India, all our fam. So the Happy Hawaiian. Here's what he wrote on Twitter. I'm overdue on updating whatever on the Fed pivot indicator. And frankly, it's showing that we've arrived already. It's interesting because we've been waiting for the Fed to walk back these rate hikes. We said it when they started. I said there's no way they'll be able to continue these on the schedule that they planned. Since then, they've sped the schedule up. So this might be confirmation bias. But this person seems to be of a similar mind to me, Mr. Hawaiian. So what this is showing is the average 5-year yield and the Fed fund rate multiplied by the national debt. And so what he's identified here is that this has trended very specifically all the way back to 1985, 84. We can see each time is marked here when the Fed has ended hiking rates. So they began hiking the rates and then they stopped. Those are marked with horizontal lines. So that's 1989, 1995, 2000, 2006, 2019. And what I like here, I wish I had access to like this chart. I should ask him to share it. Is that it's now showing that this, not imagined, but I guess like a creative formula, creative chart data has reached the high trend that each time it has reached, the Fed has then discontinued increasing rate hikes. I like this. This is just like a smart thing. I kind of wanted to just like shout out the Happy Hawaiian for posting this. First time I've ever seen anything from him on Twitter. Don't know who he is, but this is pretty damn cool, and it lines up with what we've been saying, and that's why I really like it. Did that cover any of your yield stuff, Rico? Here's the 10-year Treasury constant maturity minus 2-year Treasury constant maturity chart. So here's your answer. All right. The black line here represents 0 or negative. Oh. 0 or negative. You can see, this is interesting how many like really important charts are hitting an important point on them right now. 2019 August, last time that the 10-year yield minus the 2-year yield was 0. And now zooming in, we see it's actually negative. They have inverted. The last time this was true, 2006. I believe these are recessions. Shaded areas are recessions. Let me do you a favor, Fed. I'm going to do the Fed a favor here. Ready? There you go. I'll send the Fed my bill later. There we are. I'll send them the bill. Virtually every time virtually that the 10 and the 2 have inverted, we have seen a recession. It happened before 1991. It happened before 2000. It happened before 2008. It happened before 2000 or 1982. Man, it sounds like forever ago now. 19 anything. Every single time. And let's zoom in on today. Actually, I guess it inverted very briefly at the start of April. But now not only did it invert, it actually looks like it kind of back tested 0 and fell to a lower low. In April, it just fell to a low and bounced out. That's a pretty bearish yield. What do you guys think the implications of this are? I'm no bond yield expert. I know what this means. I know that it is not a good thing. But I am curious what you guys think. Bitcoin hasn't moved. Ethereum hasn't moved. XRP, yeah, nothing has moved since we started. So let's get your guys' opinions. Pull the chat back up. I'll have to put it back over here. The yield curve can kiss your balls. Okay, yeah, go for it. Hey, whatever you do with your balls and your yield curves, man, I don't care. Love is love. Bob Marley, my dude. Bob Marley. Where have you been, brother? It's good to see you. I feel like it's been a very long time. Oh, I know it's sad. I can't just gift one. Can't just gift one gift. Yield D's nuts, exactly. Yield curve my yield. Giggity, giggity goo. You want money. You want green. What's up, Mirko? Kozoro. Have we not had any more subscribers? Did I miss anyone with the shoutouts? These aren't the same names that were here earlier. Brendan Griff. I can't pronounce this one. Yiffer McTen. Maikata. Jeff Zong. Ero Vost. What's up, guys? Are we at 420 likes yet? Ask yourself that. The answer is we are, baby. So you know what that means. Here's what we're going to do. We're at 420. People are salty. That's because you're a pickle, dude. Here's what we're going to do. We hit 420 likes. 1. Everyone now has their 420 license for the day. Myself included, I'm going to indulge in that. But number 2, it is time to give back. It's time to give back. Here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to gift out 5 memberships to the channel, to the YouTube channel. Here's what you have to do, or here's what I want you to do while I do this. Can we spam it up, baby? Just spam it up. Here's what... Jiu-Jitsu Tom. Just put your favorite coin ticker in the chat. Just put it in the chat. Spam it up. Spam it up. Get hype. Because we're about to give out memberships. And these memberships favor people who are active in the live. It says that on the thing. Sounds weird, but I guess it is. So let's spam it up. Spam it up. I'm going to join BTC, BTC, BTC. BTC. There we go. I love you all. It's glorious spam. Here we go. Roll the dice. You feeling lucky? Blow on them. Are you feeling lucky? Who's feeling lucky? Who's the winners? Who are our winners? Boom. Who are the winners? Let's go. LFG, 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 LFG. Everyone loves spamming. Tyler Black. Tyler Bullock is a winner. David. My boy David, Crypto Jack. Dude, all my bros. I don't get to pick these. You actually can't pick. Michael Seberg is a winner today. Thomas Lucius is a winner. Well done. Congratulations. You're all winners in my mind. You're all winners. If you didn't win today, don't worry, you'll win again. There'll be more memberships. There'll be more 420s in our future. I love you guys. All right. So what did we actually see? What looks like 28%. No, 30%, 32%. Okay, we got to turn that off. Oh, we're ready. We're ready. Tyler Balak, Crypto Jack, David, my boy, Mitchell, and Tomas, all winners today, baby. Guys, what did we see? What did people want to see? What did people want to see that we didn't look at? I'm sorry, Jesse M. You know you'll win eventually, though. It really does. YouTube literally says it chooses them randomly, but it like favors people who interact with your channel and your stream. EOS, WAS, BMB, Pirate Chain. Tyler Balak, man. You're a winner. You're a winner. If I could rig it, I would, but I can't. You know what? While you're spamming, I'm going to pull up LDO because it's still moving from earlier. I don't think I have a chart for it, so. But I want to know what you guys want to see. CRV. We probably look at CRV. CRV was in the biggest gainers today, I believe. Biggest gainer. One of the biggest gainers. I don't know what this is. Who knows what LDO is? If you know what LDO is, raise your hand. I don't, so I won't raise my hand. What's up, Mirko Marco? My dude, subscribing. Good to have you. Good to have you. Huh. This could look worse. I don't know what this is, but this could look worse. LTC, I love you, Chemo and Crypto. I'll move this out of the way because it keeps going away. Yes, I can make this bigger and not ruin everything. Schweint. What is it? BTC. That's right, T7. $1.62. Support. How you doing, Renee? Lido Finance. Yeah, that's what it says, but I don't know what that is. Like, what's Lido Finance? I don't know. It's a mystery. That's what she said last night. Giggity goo, my friend. All right, so yeah, I'm trying to get like my bearings on this guy. I would not trust this pump on this right now. I would not. You got maybe a crooked kind of inverse head and shoulders painting. Crooked. She could get it bigger, but won't ruin it. Appreciate that. I mean, you could have like something here. Big one, Viahato. Dixie killing BTC. You know, Dixie actually, at the beginning of the episode, we talked about this. Literally, we called it. I closed the Dixie chart already, but it hit exactly our target. Lido is a thing Kobe set up to help stake ETH without needing your lockup coins custodial solution. Okay, cool. Oh wait, that actually rings pretty true. I think I remember that. They have to do with the SETH or something? I don't remember. Dixie hit our target perfectly. So I guess this is for the DAO or something. It looks surprisingly bullish. There's not a lot of chart history, so I'm not going to be able to do too much on this. But looking at it, $1. This is going to be the pivotal price point. It's $1. $1. If it can manage, click above $1, hit it as support. Probably looking for $1.62. But I'm just not fooled. I'm not fooled by this like crooked head and shoulders thing. This is like what market makers paint to get people excited, I feel. Not a lot of chart data, can't do too much. Thanks for the membership. Mitchell, thanks for being here, my friend. YouTube has chosen you. Moon Boy, look at TOKE. Desert Dog, how you doing, Desert Dog? Good to see you, brother. BTC, BTC, BTC. BTC still hasn't hit our 30-minute support. Riggedy Rug, what's up, all the things? Crypto Rex, the Dixie is dead. It's doing a lot of moving for being dead. Obi-Wan wants to be a bro. You're a bro, don't worry. Brother, Brian, Zaquilla, H-Bar, Near. You know what? Because you won today, Tyler. Because you won. You were the chosen one. Jesse M, the STF protocol. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So, did not bounce. Clearly, we were looking for a bounce May of this year from support. Didn't happen. Looks like it almost reached the measured move to the downside. $2.76. That is one ugly chart. Let's get rid of everything. Kind of just following the market here on the daily. We're seeing money flow roll over. Looks like it wants to go positive, but we see that on every crypto ever. This is kind of spicy. Money flow on the weekly, hitting a higher high here. A good close this week could actually mean something for this chart. Is this all the data, I wonder? Under the 618. I do not know. I do not know. Near. Gotta go in a higher time frame. I don't really see support to like $2. $2. $2 is your strong support. It's like 210. Hasn't gotten there yet. It may not ever get there. It's interesting. This reminds me of what I was just talking about. I think it was this one. AVAX, right? This weird pattern. It's like a little unusual, and I was expecting something like this so we can have some kind of harmonic breakdown, right? Measured move breakdown. Looking at near, it kind of looks like it's already... It's like a little farther along on that process. Lower high, low. Something like that. I don't know. There's just nothing really here. I guess you consolidated here on the daily, so there's some kind of support. Consolidating on the 12. Yeah, I don't know, man. This chart kind of gets a no read. A no read. I wouldn't feel comfortable taking a long or a short, to be honest. I would look for this $2. If it never comes, then, I don't know, be happy. If you break your low from June, it's like 288. Probably want to be out of any long position. I don't know. I don't have a read on this. Money flow, the weekly, the daily, they all kind of look the same. Doesn't really have anything standing out. Could have like a solid close above 322 today. Maybe you can get a bullish engulf in the day. I don't know. I wish I had more for you. Wish I did. Wish I did. But I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being here. Metis. They're allowed to spam. Spamming is good for the channel. The more spam we get, the more viewers we get. We looked at QNT, my friend. XDC. Double D, do you come here and ask for this like every day? Someone does. I don't think I've ever looked at it. I'll open it. Because my stomach doesn't hurt for some reason now. Ucoin, Bittrex. Let's look on Bittrex. I don't want to look at this. Probably because today's green candle. Probably. Let's see if there's more liquidity somewhere. Wow, that's... If there was more chart history, that would be helpful. Nothing. Nothing. You're just like in price discovery. Unless there's more charts somewhere that I'm missing. You got very little to play with. I mean, you got 2.38 cents. That's your monthly open. You better pray there's support there. That's probably the only place you could take any upward position on. You got some resistance sitting above you waiting. Fibs are kind of random. Toke, 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 toke. Aeon, 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 aeon. Toke, 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 toke. Toke, toke. You know what? XDC. I can't even say it. XDC. I'm going to break your daily high. You break your daily high, and you still don't look that great, to be honest. This is a nice candle today. Wouldn't surprise me to see it sell off, though. Four hours looking very droopy. Hourly's looking pretty good, though. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. What is this coin? And why have people asked for it? It's like only gone down since it existed. It's like people who ask for ICP all the time. It's like, why? It's like only gone down. What could you possibly be hoping to find? You can't. Get there. Okay. You got a long way to go. Even if you break that high, I mean, like, let's get over this descending trend. There's not a lot of data. At this point, it is just in price discovery to the downside. Doesn't mean it has to go lower, but I don't see kind of the logic behind why it wouldn't. It's like you have your RSI low, you have your price low. No divergence. Bitcoin finally coming back to support. After all this time, this entire episode, this entire effing episode, we've just been watching this happen. I do like how it's approaching support, though. Like this descending wedge. Let's see if anything's changed on the low time frames. Toke, toke. What is toke? What are these ones you guys are spamming about? What is toke? What is this? I've never heard of these. Never heard of them. Dot. We looked at dot. SRM. SRM. I don't know. Will we get 19,558 eventually? Yes. Toke, 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 toke. All right. I'll do it just so you stop saying toke. What's up, Father Braid? It's been a while, my friend. Good to see you, man. It's been a while. Toke. I mean, I like the name. I like the name. This has no liquidity, it looks like. And this chart's just down too. Maybe there's another exchange. It's weird how this is on so many exchanges, but then it's not on Binance, which usually has everything. What is this thing? There's not a lot of data to work with, and that data does not look very good even. There we go. The most fake data on the internet. Hobie. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what you're hoping to find here, man. Same thing as whatever that was. XDC. You're just in price discovery to the downside. Like, Norbert Stahl. What's up, my dude? Welcome. He's ready. You can look at like your previous weekly and say $1. Hey, that's not a bad number, actually. Let's say like $1 could have support. There's also your monthly close. Honestly, these are the only values I can even give you. TOKE is also in price discovery to the downside at the moment. It could be over, but we wouldn't know. These are literally the only values I can give you. Your monthly and weekly, you could have support at $1. If it doesn't hold, you just continue price discovery to the downside. You have resistance at $10. But there's like nothing else. I mean, there's a local weekly. Okay. There's a little local weekly right here. That's it. $1.28. That's it. What else do you have? We can use our fib tool and like that's it. This is all the analysis I can do. That's it. That's it, man. But I did it. I said I'd do it and I did it. SRM. SLP. SRM. No problem, Moon Boy. I like your name. We looked at EOS today. Dot. We looked at Dot today. We haven't looked at Adam. Adam Buzzard. How you doing, man? We might be able to look at that. Multi-projects and cutie Roblox. Thanks for subscribing if you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet. Join us. We've hit 420 likes today. It's a good day. Join us. Hit that button. I'll shout you out. Get in our Discord. And follow me on Twitter. What did I just say I was going to do? I'm going to do one of them. Alright. I swear, if this SRM is just another one of these charts that just went down. Oh, Adam is one I said I was going to do. Fair enough. Fair enough. I haven't looked at Adam in some time. It's been some time, boys. Toke. I just like the name. I'm just arranging these in order. Makes it easier to... Makes it easier. Oh, man, I was bullish on Adam up here, too. Like the end of last year, early this year. This looked so nice. Like your support, higher low, tested the resistance. I thought Adam was going to... I thought I was very bullish. I was not correct. I don't think this is all the history. This is all the history. Is this... Hasn't it been around longer than that? It has been. I knew it. Wait, maybe not. Maybe not. Well, good news, bad news, however you want to see it. Good news is you do have monthly support on Adam. You had a resistance here on the monthly. You broke that last month. You haven't broken it this month. Holding 720. Not bad. Not bad. You're going to have some tough resistances on the way up, though. There's going to be a lot of orders looking to get out there. I could see something around here. Thank you, Desert Dog. Do I work besides YouTube? This is my work. So, besides YouTube? I mean, no. No one's really asked me that in a long time. I've been doing this for years. You got 720. I think you can make a play on 720. But I will say I was bullish on Adam before, and I was wrong back here. Here's something I kind of don't like about this, though. Using the fib tool. That's 618. That retracement brings you right back. Just right below where you were finding support previously. I don't love that. Likely to have a strong resistance. Money flow's moving up. Momentum's moving up. It's really, the whole market is, though, so it's hard to judge each of these individually. I like this on the day. I like that. Love chat. Dude, does anyone, like, I don't know how people fall for those scams. Yeah, Adam. Hold 720. Hold 720. Move back to $12. I like 720. I have an idea. We don't do financial advice here. I don't give financial advice. I'm not a certified licensed finance advice giver. But I do a lot of trading, and this is probably how I would approach it. With a stop just under the previous low, looking to invalidate whatever the hell this is. You don't even need your take profit that high. In fact, you could have this take profit very low. Oh wow, that would be spicy. I like this. From 720 to 865. I like this. Because you're getting in. If it breaks too low, you're like, if it breaks too low, then you're looking at a head and shoulders. So your long is invalidated. And you're looking for, I guess this is kind of like a broadening wedge, maybe? Something like this to play out. Like, I don't know. Not financial advice. That looks like a spicy trade. I like how little upside it requires. I think really you could play it back to here, but that's a 10 to 1. 10 to 1. The odds of that, about 10%. You need about 10%. Okay, enough random charts. Bitcoin's made it, looks like kind of back to our half an hour support, and it hasn't done anything. I thought we were going to have so much spice today, man. That 45-minute close in the beginning got me so psyched. And it just took it away. Well, we bounce here. Bounce here or fall to 19.3, bounce there, probably. Actually, that'd be pretty good. I think I closed the other charts, unfortunately. Oh, there's too many charts to find. Holy hell. Still technically a higher low. We definitely want to move up a little bit here. Kind of zooming out, you had this like megaphone pattern. Just kind of like unorganized price action as it falls. Not a very bullish pattern, unfortunately. We just have to retake 19.9. Perfect close yesterday's daily on the 618. That's weird. It's not that weird, but... This is 7 hours right here. This candle is 7 hours worth of trading. Nothing has happened. Uninspiring. Uninspiring. I guess we're just like gonna move sideways now forever until I end the stream. Probably. I didn't look at that. I should. I said I would. I pulled it up. I don't know if I said I would, but I pulled it up. I'll pull it up. Okay, at least it's not quite. At least it's not quite as bad as the other ones. Every kind of random chart that you guys have requested has been one that has done nothing but go down, and so that makes it very hard to do any real TA. You closed your lowest monthly last month, but that's not the end of the world. You can close this one above $1.29. You'll be all right. Closed last week bullish engulf. Okay. A little bit more spice than some of this other stuff. It's interesting. I do like that it looked like it lost momentum down here, like 74 cents. It's like the buyers just were out of coins, maybe. Or sellers were out of coins, maybe. Nice little U. This would look pretty good upside down. If I were in this coin, I would be out of this coin under 92.3 cents. If I wasn't in this coin and I wanted to be, I might enter at $1. Not 0.997. 0.997. Let's see how this plays. Gotta hate how bad logarithmic messes up these. Oh, poops. If we had done this a few hours ago, it would have already hit. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. 4 hour looks actually pretty strong. Under 92.3 cents, I'd be out. There's maybe a play here, but I feel like there's probably better plays somewhere. But there you go. SRM. Complete. Done. Bitcoin not doing anything. It didn't touch 19.55 yet. It didn't touch our support. It got very close, but I'm thinking it's actually moving back up now. Just shy of support. Where would I look? Right here. That's where I'd look. We went live. We went live and literally like this is the price action we got. For a 2% range. And now as we're like 2 hours into it, 100 plus minutes in, now it's going to start to get ready to move. You know what that means. Let's let the market move, and that will only happen if we are not live. So follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, follow, like, subscribe. Check out Market Cypher and Femex. They are our sponsors, and they are phenomenal. They're phenomenal. Highly recommend you check them out. Links in the video description below. We're live here all the time, baby. So hopefully you'll be with us next time we're live, which is probably tomorrow. Well, probably. Maybe today if it gets spicy. I'm out of energy. My stomach somehow made it through this. I'm still looking for upside. I think we're going to find support here. I'm looking for, at the minimum, back to 19.9. Really would like the daily to close above. Other than that, I love you guys. Thanks for the 420 likes. I'm going to go smoke a giant health pipe for my health. Cheers.